So welcome everybody to our webinar on how to process your EDI transactions on Webgate Plus for federated cooperatives. It's with great pleasure that I'll be walking you through our new user-friendly tool. Allow me to introduce myself. I think some of you may know me, but my name is Jennifer Fink, and I'll be the host for the English webinar as well as the French one this afternoon. Our new Webgate Plus will be replacing MX Client. We expect a full migration by April 14th, which is tomorrow. Please note that your previous transactions that you need to complete will all be imported into the Webgate Plus portal for you. You can just simply email us at setup@edigateway.com to let us know which purchase orders that you need us to migrate over to complete all of your transactions. All your history will be kept on our servers, so you'll be able to get the documents if ever you encounter a problem and you need us to resend some of them for you as well. You have also been assigned a username and password to allow you to start transmitting your ASNs, invoices, statements, and to receive your purchase orders right away. So here's the agenda for today. We're going to try to fit it all into 15 minutes. After we've completed the webinar, we will have a Q&A period, so don't worry, we'll answer all of your questions at the very end. And so we're just going to go into a brief description about who we are and what we do for our customers. You may be dealing with us for multiple of your clients requesting EDI, or maybe it's just for federated cooperative. But please note that we carry most hubs in the market and provide a wide range of solutions. We have been in business since 1993, and we have been holding our reputation as the best personalized service in the industry ever since. We have developed the Canadian market by offering complete EDI solutions that can service the small mom and pop shops to the Fortune 500 companies. We have officially launched the development of the US market in January of 2017, and we are our Microsoft Gold partner and have a seat on the Microsoft Partner Network Executive Board. So let's take a quick look at the type of services that we offer to all of our hubs and spokes. Our Service Bureau offers our clients the possibility to receive and transmit all of their EDI documents on their behalf. Some of our customers simply send us their invoices from their accounting package by email, and we process them on their behalf. Some others will use the service while they are integrating their EDI, so that business can continue as usual and stay compliant with their EDI trading partner. Our Webgate Plus is our new web EDI portal, which I'm presenting to you today. This is a great option for low to medium volume, or if you are in the middle of integrating your EDI. Some of our clients have been using web portals for over 10 years, and they continue to do so. Our EDI integration solution allows you to integrate your EDI into any ERP or accounting package, avoiding the double data entry. We successfully integrate EDI into Microsoft ERP systems, Navision, and Business One from SAP, and we continue to develop adapters that meet our clients' needs on a monthly basis. If you need EDI integration in a different ERP system, please let us know. We also offer file transfer protocol, where the exchange of business documents is done through FTP or SFTP. As part of a handful of providers in North America, we also offer van services. While our clients continue to grow and get fully integrated, we are still able to offer the van service and accompany all our clients through their growth cycles. In addition to our services, we have created a group of professionals to help you manage your implementations. The group includes ERP system integrators, EDI, e-commerce, GDSN catalog, and consultants that all work together to help you have a successful implementation at no extra cost. In 2017, we have also added Office 365 to our solutions, making your Office mobile and fully accessible in Azure Cloud. Let's now look at the process for transmitting the EDI with federated cooperatives. If you are a DC vendor, to be compliant with federated cooperatives, you will receive your purchase orders. You will then create your ASNs and your invoices, and you will send them. You will then receive an acknowledgement back from federated cooperatives. If you are a DSD vendor, you will receive your POs, you will create your ASNs and your statements, and send them and receive an acknowledgement back from federated cooperatives. When Federated Co-op is sending you a purchase order, our system automatically generates the 997 and sends it back to them. Within the tool, your purchase orders can be viewed and printed from the inbox. You'll notice when we log into Webgate Plus that this is very similar to MX Client, so I really believe that you guys won't have a problem making this transition. It's also very comparable to Microsoft Outlook. Your transactions which are saved will be in your outbox, and then you will be sending them through there. And then everything that is sent, all your invoices and ASNs, will be in the sent box. and that is where also you will look for your acknowledgements. How to log into Webgate Plus is very simple. You will use your username and password that was sent to you by email from our setup department. You can change your password by clicking on Change Password on the login page, which I will show you in a few minutes. So to log in, you would type in the address from Internet Explorer. Please note that our application is not supported by Chrome or Firefox, so it's very important that you use the Internet Explorer browser. The address is webgate.edigateway.net. You would just simply type in the username and password along with the security code requested on the screen. So we're going to switch screens quickly so I could show you the program. So please let me know if you now see the Webgate Plus screen. Just type in a quick yes. So when you first sign in, when you first get to the website, this is what you're going to see. And so you're going to punch in your username, you're going to punch in your password, and click on sign in. So when you get to the sign in page, when you are signed in, you're going to get to the home page. That is the first page that you're going to see. This dashboard will eventually be filled with business intelligence KPIs in a later iteration. For the moment, it gives you just your financial information concerning your EDI transactions, which I will show you in 2 seconds. So this is what you'll see. You'll see how many invoices you have sent and how much they've totaled. So the next screen that you're going to be clicking on is documents. So we're going to click on here. Okay, so now you should see our documents page. So by clicking on documents, you'll be in the inbox by default. When you receive your POs, they will come directly into the inbox. You can either double click or right click on a PO to view it. So we're going to double click just to view the PO, and it will bring up a PDF copy for you to see, like so. And from here, you can choose either to print the PO or you can save it as a PDF document as well. You also have an option on how to sort search in Webgate Plus. So we're going to go to that explanation next. From here, if you want to search for a PO, if you have a lot of POs in your inbox, you can simply type in the PO number in the search box here and press enter. And it should bring up the PO. Maybe I just typed it in wrong. Let's see. Yes, I did, I think. 2696914. Like so, and it will bring you up the PO that you're looking for. If you don't like the way that the tabs here are organized, you can drag and drop them to how you would like to see them. So if you prefer to see the date first, you can drag that field in the first column, or if it's the document number, you can drag that back over, document date. Whatever way that you organize these columns, please note that when the next time you log in, it will be the exact same, it'll be in the exact same fashion. So we're going to go to the next portion, which is creating your ASN for Federated Co-op. To do that, you would go into your inbox. You would highlight the PO that you would need to create an ASN for. And you have two options. You can right-click on the PO and choose Create ASN, or you can just highlight the PO and click on Create ASN button in the top right corner. All the below information in red is mandatory information that you must enter. So for instance, your ASN number, your bill of lading number, and your carrier details. This is your SCAT code and your carrier full name. What we'll do for you before you are set up on Webgate Plus is we can actually enter the carriers that you do use. So if you provide us with a list, we can enter those for you. And then you simply have to click on the select button here and select which carrier you're using, double click on it, and it will fill in those fields for you. The other two fields that are closed here are actually really important as well. So to open them up, you would just simply click on the little upside down triangle here, and you would update your ship date as well as your current scheduled delivery date. And the ship from information is taken from the profile, which again, we will have set up all for you before you start using Webgate Plus, just to make this transition a lot easier. Once you filled out this screen, one last thing, sorry, I skipped this part. Carrier details. Again, if you click on the little triangle here, you have to select if you're shipping on a pallet or on a carton. So for training purposes, we'll pick carton. And then you would click on the next button. So this is the ASN module where you're going to enter all the ASN info. There's actually not much to enter apart from the gross weight of the shipment. This is a field that's mandatory and it won't let you save unless you actually have entered something here. So we'll just put 100 and the unit of measure is pounds. There are no packing rules with Federated Cooperative. So at this point you are done the ASN and you can actually click on save. If at any point you are not quite done, if anything is missing on this screen, for instance, you're not sure of the ship date or the delivery date or the bill of lading number, you don't have it yet, you can always choose to save as a draft. And in that case, just in case you're in the outbox and you end up clicking send by accident, the drafts won't actually send and they won't go anywhere. So if you have to make changes, save as a draft is a good option. But if you are done and you don't have any other changes to do, you would simply click save. And a little box will pop up saying that your ASN has been saved to your outbox as valid. And you would just click OK. The next thing that we're going to go over is creating an invoice from your ASN. So this could be done in two different ways. You can either do your invoice right from the outbox, or you can choose to invoice after you've already sent your ASN from the sent box. How the process is exactly the same. You would either right-click on the ASN, which is in the outbox here, and choose Create Invoice. Or you can highlight the ASN and choose Create Invoice, which is right here. So the first screen that pops up is the header screen of the invoice. It'll ask you for your invoice date. If it's the same as today's date, you don't need to change it. The invoice number. And everything else is entered in the profile. So the remit to, we will organize that for you before you go live on Web+. Bill to is off the PO and the ship to is off the PO. The only other thing you need to worry about is your terms, which can also be entered in the profile if they don't change. If there are changes or if you prefer to do it invoice per invoice, you can choose to do it on this screen right here by putting in your net days and the description manually. And then if you press the calculate button, it will calculate your net due date for you, so you don't have to manually input that in. The ship date is taken off of the ASN, so you don't have to change that. And the shipment method of payment, you can choose to change it either to collect or leave it as prepaid. And then you would click on next. So all of your quantities are based off the ASN, so normally I don't think that there should be any changes at this point, but you can go ahead and change the unit price. So you would double click in the field of the unit price, and you would just simply change it and press enter on the keyboard to update the price. And you can do that for all the items. In terms of taxes, you can either tax the whole invoice, or you can tax only a few items, line per line. So you have two tax options here. Once you're done, just always look at the subtotal and your taxes and your invoice total in the bottom right-hand corner, just to make sure everything balances with your paper invoice that you have. If you click on summary, there's nothing to change here. All of this is taken from the PO. So your quantities, your number of units shipped, the unit of measure, the weight. If, for instance, you have an allowance or charge, you would click on the add button at this point, and you would either change it to allowance or to charge, and you would select the appropriate allowance or charge code. So for instance, we can pick freight here, and then you would put in the freight amount and click on OK. And as you can see, it will add the charge to your invoice, and you have the option to tax it as well. So you would have to click on that line and click on GST, and it will apply the appropriate taxes. The last portion is at any point, if you need to update your tax percentages, you do have the option to do that. Everything is right now in the system as per all the province percentages. But if ever you have a special percentage, you can click on custom. And at that point, you can go ahead and change the percentage for HST, GST, and PST. It'll only be for the particular invoice that you're doing. It will not change going forward for all of your invoices. This is something that you would have to manually do every single time for every invoice. And when you're done your invoice and you're ready to save, again, you can choose to save as a draft just in case you're not quite ready yet, or you can click on the green save button, and a box will pop up saying that the document number is already in use. So Great, this is great for training purposes. It will not let you invoice with an invoice number you've already used. So at that point, you'll press OK. It'll say it's valid, but at this point, you shouldn't be sending a duplicate invoice number. So you should go back in. You can right-click on the invoice, click on Edit, add a few more numbers there, and press Save again. And this time it will say Invoice, and the invoice number is valid, and you press OK. And again, your ASN and your invoice is sitting in the outbox. They have not been sent yet. They're just waiting to be sent at this point. The next thing we're going to go over is how to create an invoice just from a PO. So we'll go back to the inbox. And at this point, you would just right-click on the PO, and you can select Create Invoice, or you can highlight the PO and click on Create Invoice. Either option works. At this point, you would change the invoice number if you need to. You would add your invoice number. Again, the remit to comes from your profile that we will help you fill in. The bill to and ship to is off the PO, and your terms can be changed manually here if needed. And you would press the calculate button to calculate your net due date. You do need to change the ship date because again, this is an invoice directly from a PO. So you would need to enter the accurate ship date since I think, if I'm not mistaken, this ship date here is off the purchase order itself. Or it actually might be today's date. I'd have to look more into that actually. I'm sorry for the confusion on that. But either way, needs to be changed. And then again, you would go ahead and change the shipment method of payment if you need to either collect or prepaid. And you would click on Next. At this point, since you did not do an ASN, it's very possible that your quantities have changed. So you can go ahead and change the quantities if you need to, as well as the unit prices. And again, you just double click in those fields until either the quantity or the unit price goes black, and then you go ahead and you change and press Enter on your keyboard. And once again, you can apply taxes to the whole invoice or to only one item at a time. The summary tab is the same thing. It'll give you the total unit shipped. The weight you will have to manually put in. So at this point, you would put in whatever the weight is and the unit of measure. So you have pounds, ounces, or kilograms. Once again, you can add an allowance or charge and press Enter. And you can also tax if necessary. And same thing with the tax config tab here. You can go ahead and change the taxes if necessary. And then you would just click on Save. And as always, it'll go into your outbox. One thing I forgot to mention on the ASN screen, I'm just going to go right back into there quickly. If you do have to make changes to your quantities, just like the invoice, you double click in the quantity field and you would make your changes and press Enter. I forgot to mention that, so I do apologize. But it works the same exact way as on the invoice. We're going to resave. Perfect. So the next portion that we're going to go over is how to create a statement. So for this, you would click on the Create Statement button right at the top here. A list of retailers that you might be doing business with on WebPlus will pop up. Of course, you're going to select Federated Co-op from the list. You can double click on Federated Co-op and it will automatically bring up this screen. The first bit of information that you do have to input is the statement number. And this is just a number that you create on your side. So it could be any number. The statement date is usually always today's date. Tax selection, you're going to indicate if there's GST and PST or HST, or if there's no tax at all. The remit to and the bill to are things that will be input into the profile for you, so you don't have to manually input this information. To actually create your statement, you would click on Add. And what you're doing essentially is you're adding your invoices onto the statement. So what you do is you double click in the invoice number field and you input your invoice number. You press Tab to go over to invoice date and you will input your invoice date. We'll just leave it as today's date. You'll tab over to store code and you'll input the store number. You'll tab over to the subtotal and you'll punch in the subtotal manually. And then you'll tab over to the GST amount and you'll enter that. Same thing with PST, tab over and enter that amount. And it will automatically input the invoice amount based on the subtotal. Oops, I put a lot of PST there. Let's just change that quickly. There we go. It will automatically create the invoice amount for you. And at the bottom right-hand corner, the more invoices that you enter, the more your subtotal GST, PST, and your totals go up. So we'll do it one more time so you can see. Okay, so subtotal will be 30. Put $6 here and 10 there. And there you go. And you just keep going and going until you have added all your invoices on your statement. And then you would click on the green Save button. And it will indicate that the statement is saved to your outbox, just like all of your other documents. Another box will pop up asking you if you would like to create another statement. If you do, you would click on Yes. If you are done, you would click on No. So now we're going to go over the outbox and how the outbox actually works. So as you can see, all the documents that we have created are sitting in the outbox right now. You have your statement, you have 2 invoices, and your ASN. So like I mentioned before, all these documents have not been sent yet. To send all of your valid documents, you can click on the Send Valid button in the top right corner right here. The only thing I will mention to be careful about is if, for instance, you have a bunch of documents, like right now we have some documents in here that we didn't create today, they were created another day. And we might not be ready to send them yet. If we click on the Send Valid button, it's going to send all of these documents. To be safe, if you're not ready to send all of your documents, you can click on each individual document and press Send. And it will ask you, are you sure you want to send the following documents? It'll give you the document number and you will press OK. So we'll do that for all 3. And now everything is in the sent box, which we will now go over. So as you can see, all of your documents that we just sent are sitting in the sent box. Unless you archive your documents, this is where everything will be sitting. And this is also where you're going to look and make sure that your documents have been acknowledged. So you'll notice that there is a sent date column and there is an acknowledge date column and a status column. So usually when you send your documents, the first status will be in queue. And then eventually when it's actually sent, you'll have a sent date, an acknowledge date, and the status will actually say sent. So we'll go over a little bit more the different acknowledgement statuses that you will see in the sent box. I wish that it would actually, doesn't actually show you anything much here. You do see the in queue status here. That is the first status that you will see when you send something. Once it's been sent, you will see a sent status. But like I said, if you'd never see an acknowledge date here, then you need to give us a call because that just means that it's possible your document did not go out because you do want to see not only a sent date, but also an acknowledge date. And you do want to see the status here change from in queue to sent to then acknowledged. You may choose to archive your documents because eventually once you start sending and receiving documents, you're going to start having a lot of things in your inbox and your sent box. So what you can do from the inbox, once you've created your ASN, your invoices, your statements for a particular PO, you could choose to right-click on it and you can choose to archive. So we're going to do that for this PO right now. It'll ask you if you're sure if you want to archive. You're going to click OK. And if you click on the Archive tab, everything that you have archived will be sitting in this section. Same thing goes for the sent box. If you have way too many documents in here and all of your statuses are acknowledged, so you have proof that they've been received, you've been paid, you can right-click on any of the documents and choose to archive them. Again, it will ask you, are you sure? You're going to click OK. And again, it'll be found in the archive section. So I want to thank you guys for your attention, and we hope that you have found this, the new Web Plus, to be user-friendly. I know a lot of you have been using MX Client, so it's super exciting that you get to use Webgate Plus now because it's multi-user, it's based on the web. You can work from anywhere and process your documents from anywhere, which I find super exciting. We understand that there's often discomfort and change, and we want to let you know that our staff is always here to answer your questions, any questions that you may have. As technology moves forward, we do have to adapt and change our systems to make them compatible with today's tools. So again, we thank you for your collaboration. I also want to mention that the full content of this webinar will be available on demand on our website. So if you go to www.edigateway.com, the direct link is there, but also there is a webinars and tutorials section that you can click on, and you can view all of our webinars that we have ever hosted, including this one. So now we have reached the questions period. I'm sure there's questions. I hope I didn't miss anything, but please feel free to type in your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. The unit of measure, change it to kilograms. Okay, let's see. Are you talking about on the invoice? I'm assuming, right? Yes, okay, so let's go back to the sent box. Okay, so if you double click in the unit of measure column, you can. You can change it. Well, actually, Federated seems to have these selections. So there's eaches, cases, pieces, rolls, bags, boxes, cartons. Do you, right now, Patricia, do you use kilograms as the unit of measure in MX Client? You do. Okay, so we're going to look into that and we'll add that for sure. Absolutely, Claudia. You can absolutely use the invoice number as the ASN number. The ASN and bill of lading number are numbers that you create. So if it's easier for you to cross-reference, you can use whatever number is easier for you on your end. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss a question here? Let me go up. Oh, when do we? Okay, so we are going to be contacting you guys very shortly now that we've hosted this first webinar. The setup team will be contacting you to give you all of your information on how to log in to Webgate Plus. Will we still receive hard copies of the POs by fax? Of course, so that process has not changed. You will still continue to receive your POs by fax and or email or both. And that will just let you know that you have a PO that's sitting in Webgate Plus that you have to send your ASN or invoice or statement for. Do we have other clients using Webgate? It's very possible. So when this transition is happening for you, please go ahead and ask your reps, whoever your rep is, if there are other retailers that you're currently doing business with that are available on Webgate Plus, and we can transfer you over to Webgate Plus for those retailers as well. So at least then you're on using one system instead of possibly two. Can you access invoices from MX Client from Webgate Plus? So what we can do is take the invoices from MX Client, and I believe we can move them over to Webgate Plus for you so you can see them all. So at least you know what you've already sent and you know what you haven't sent. And again, all the POs that you have not yet shipped yet, we can move all those over easily to Webgate Plus for you as well. You just need to provide us with a listing of your POs. So right now we're working on Federated, just moving Federated Co-op over to Webgate Plus. But it's very possible that other retailers that you're currently using, doing business with, that you're using maybe MX Client for, or maybe you're sending us the invoices or ASN forms for, that we do have Webgate Plus available now. So please contact your client care reps and they will be able to confirm for you. Heidi, just to confirm, we will not need to download software for Webgate Plus. Okay, so the first thing that you'll need to do when you log on to Webgate Plus, there is a application called Silverlight. It is a one-time download per computer, and it's necessary to run Webgate Plus on your computer. But it's not like MX Client. It's not the same kind of a download. And there's no updates that you need to do or worry about because Webgate Plus is updated automatically. So if there are updates when you log in, they will already be reflective. So there's no need to worry about what version you have. It'll always be up to date. And as always, I'm sure there'll be questions going forward when you start using the application. Our team is wonderful. They're always here to answer questions, so you can give your client reps a call, and if they're not available, somebody amazing will be here to answer any questions that you have. So don't worry, we're not just giving this webinar and then, you're on your own. We're definitely here to support you guys. Thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure doing this webinar. If there's no more questions, I will end this session. So just maybe type in the box that we're good. I don't want to cut anybody off. Perfect. Thank you guys. Have an amazing day and a nice long weekend and a happy Easter.